Alright, you guys, so we just got done with going to the, I don't even know what she's called, a doctor of some sort, and she's going to be checking my levels in my body as far as like hormones and like just other things. I think my body's just out of whack. I might be anemic, probably am anemic, and then I'm pretty sure I have some other stuff that's going on in my body, which is probably one of the reasons why my medication isn't working correctly, like my anti-anxiety and antidepressants and stuff aren't working correctly, is because I'm having issues with like hormones and stuff that are affecting the way those work. So we went in to her to get all that testing done. I did get my blood drawn today, and I didn't think I was going to. So when they said that they were going to draw my blood today, my heart dropped because I hate needles. So they took about 4 vials of blood, and then they're going to test it along with, I have a test that I'm taking home that I'm going to be doing, and then they're going to be testing for cancers in my family because my family has a lot of cancer in it from both my mom's and my dad's side. So they're going to be testing for cancers, and that's the kit that I'm actually taking home, and then I have to send it back in, and then they'll be testing the rest of the stuff, and they'll get those results, and then I'll let you guys know what those are. We're at Arby's right now. We're getting food because we're both starving.
Yep. 4:31. How's your day going? Good.
So, yeah, so I got a buffalo chicken.
Do you have a water cup or something?
And then just a normal chicken slider. That's like a $1 slider. So, yeah, so that's what we're doing. And then we have to go to the Verizon store because we're having like mix-ups with our payments, like plan or whatever on our phones. So we have to get that straightened out. And then we will be going home. So. Hey you guys, so it's Wednesday afternoon and we're about to give Kensley oat cereal. So we've been giving her the rice cereal, but she doesn't really take it very well. So we're gonna try oat cereal and see how well she likes that. So. Hey you guys, so a little update with what has been happening. So I didn't update on Wednesday like I usually do. There was no video because I had a manic episode, and so my husband almost took me to the ER, which wasn't super fun. So that happened Wednesday, and then Wednesday, and then Thursday, so yesterday, yes, Kinsley is right here. She is just chilling with me. So yesterday I spent all day in bed recovering, so I am just barely picking up the camera today. It is early morning. We have a few things to get done today, so I will be recording, but I think the main thing that I'm going to cover in this video is what disabilities allow you to have a service dog. So I think that's what I'm going to be covering in this video today. I'm not going to be training Apollo on video today. I will be training him today, but not on video. I just don't feel very good, and I don't think that it would be super beneficial for you guys to see me training him today, because I probably will only do a couple of commands with him just to keep it fresh in his mind and then just quit today. So I look horrible. I don't feel good at all today. So, but yeah, Kinsley and I are just... we're just laying in bed. So one of the first things that I wanted to address in this video was somebody, I don't know if you guys saw the comment, but somebody commented on my video and said that, pretty much criticizing me for off-leash training Apollo and saying that it was illegal and all this other stuff. So the reason I off-leash train Apollo, not all service dogs are off-leash trained, and most service dogs don't have tasks that require them to be off leash. Apollo is my service dog that, for those of you who don't watch my channel or haven't watched, I have a few new subscribers and a lot more people are starting to watch my videos. Apollo is my service dog in training, and he is going to be trained for like post-traumatic stress and depression, anxiety, panic, flashbacks, stuff like that. one of his tasks that I am going to be training him is when I pass out, he is going to be trained to go find my husband and bring him to me and alert him when something is wrong. So he does need to be off-leash trained. Most service dogs are not off-leash trained, and that's totally fine. The person kind of automatically assumed that, like, my dog didn't have any tasks that I needed him to be off-leash trained for. But that is why he is off-leash trained. I do have him on a leash majority of the time, because majority of the time he will be on leash. But when I feel like I'm going to pass out or whatever, he is going to be trained to stay with me until I pass out and then go find my husband and alert him. So, I still have to work out the details. I don't know for sure if that's something that he's going to be doing, but another task that he will for sure be doing is crowd control, which is another thing that needs to be off leash. So he needs to know how to heel off leash. He needs to know how to wait and stay off leash. And if you watch other service dog handlers train their dogs on YouTube, there are tons of service dog handlers who put their dog in a down, stay, and they will walk away from them. So this person was kind of just, I feel like she was just looking to attack me, which I've just decided to not let it bug me. Doing YouTube, I knew that there was going to be trolls. I knew that there was going to be people that criticized me and criticized how I train my dog and, you know, called me a fake and whatever, which she did in a separate message that I deleted because I will not tolerate people calling me a fake. Because I'm not, and they don't know what I have been through. They don't know why I have a service dog or why I need a service dog. I have vaguely discussed it on my channel, but I have not gone into detail, and I will not go into detail. I don't owe her anything. Let's just say it's a her. I don't know if it's a her or him, but I don't owe anybody an explanation. But I do struggle with a lot of different things. Post-traumatic stress is not the only thing that I struggle with, and not the only thing that I'm training my service dog for. So, but she or he, whichever one, called me a fake, and so I did delete that comment because that will not be tolerated on my channel. So, moving on to what this video is actually going to be about, I just wanted to discuss that. A lot of people probably saw that comment and wondered why I am off-leash training my dog, and that would be why. So, and I did reply to her comment, but I'm not going to give the satisfaction of arguing with her. So I deleted her rude comment and just moved on. So people are more than welcome to leave comments on my channel, and there will be some negative comments. I could have deleted the entire comment, but I didn't, because people have the right to have their own opinion, but it's when they start being rude to me and calling me a fake and all of that, like cussing at me, whatever. She didn't cuss at me, or he didn't cuss at me, but they did call me a fake. So, and that will not be tolerated on my channel. So, yeah, let's get into what this video is actually going to be about. So, the first thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about, again, this video is going to be how to, like, obtain a service animal, or I guess not how to obtain a service animal, but if you like qualify to have a service animal with your disability. So I am not a trained professional, obviously, so if you guys ever have questions about maybe if you qualify for a service animal or not, the best person to ask would be your psychiatrist or counselor or whatever, whoever like helps you with your issues. That would be the person that I would go to, but this video is going to hopefully clear up a few things for people who are unsure if they qualify for a service animal. So the first thing that I would like to go over is depression. So a lot of people have depression, but most people with depression do not qualify or warrant a service dog. So just having depression by itself like does not automatically mean that you like qualify for a service dog. So you have to have a disability that is crippling or like changes your day-to-day life. So like prevents you from living a normal day-to-day life. So for example, I cannot go anywhere without my service dog and my husband. It's just not something that I can do. I cannot go out in public. I cannot be around people. I cannot be around crowds. I can't do it. It's something that I physically cannot do. I get sick when I don't have my service dog and my husband with me. So, and my anxiety and panic and stuff has gotten worse over the years. There are reasons for that I'm not going to go over. But, yeah. So, depression and a service dog. So, my thing that I would recommend for you to do, if you have just depression, I would not say that it warrants a service dog, unfortunately. For those of you who have really, really bad depression to the point of self-harming, there is something that you can train your dog to do. This does not mean that you can take your dog in public or anything like that, but you can train your dog to disrupt self-harming behavior for like when you're going to cut or burn yourself or something like that, like overdose on drugs or whatever. If you want to, you can train your dog to disrupt that behavior. There's also, if you have a service dog for depression, you can train them to get you out of bed in the morning, which is something that I would like to train Apollo to do, but I don't know if I'm actually going to do it. Apollo is going to be trained to disrupt self-harming behavior though, so that is something that I'm going to be training him to do. So, but both of those things obviously will be used at home, like self-harming behavior, like disrupting self-harming behavior. That's something that you usually don't do out in public. And then getting you out of bed, obviously you're going to sleep at home. So that would not be a service dog that you would take out in public. So it would be what's called a part-time service dog. So it's a service dog that you use at home and stuff like that, but you won't take it out in public because you don't need it out in public. So for people who have just depression, I would say that I would look into getting a part-time service dog that just does tasks for you at home to help you cope with everyday life. The next thing that I want to talk about is people with high anxiety. So a lot of people mistake an anxiety with shyness, like they say that they have anxiety when really they're just shy. So people that are shy, like around other people, that's not really anxiety, and it wouldn't warrant a service dog. Anxiety is something that is, in all reality, it's crippling. So anxiety is something that, like when you're walking in a store, and for me, my anxiety is strictly like limited to people that look like people who have attacked me. That's who I have anxiety around. I have extremely high anxiety around large crowds of people because stuff has happened in large crowds of people. Stuff like that. So anxiety, like your heart races, it starts pounding. It almost feels like, for me, an anxiety attack feels like a heart attack. That is anxiety. Being shy around people and not being able to talk to strangers, that's just being shy. It doesn't actually classify as anxiety. So anxiety, like if you have anxiety, I don't know how it is for other people, so I'm not going to say like this is the only symptom of anxiety, but for me, anxiety is crippling. It actually feels like a heart attack. So that in kind of the same way, like that's kind of the same symptoms that I have with a panic attack, but panic attacks are a lot worse and they have a lot more symptoms with them than just feeling like a heart attack and your heart just pounds super fast. So people with anxiety and panic attacks, there's a thing that you can train a service dog to do, which is called deep pressure therapy, which I am currently training Apollo to do. So deep pressure therapy acts like a weighted blanket, and it circulates your blood through your heart and up to your brain so that you don't pass out when you're like hyperventilating and stuff. So that is something that you could benefit from having a service dog. So I would look into that if you have like crippling anxiety that you cannot like go out in public without help. Like you literally cannot force yourself out of the door with like your anxiety or panic disorder. A service dog might benefit you. There is something that I would warn you about though with a service dog. A service dog is like a magnet for attention. So people will come up to you and they will ask you a ton of questions about your service dog. What's their name? What's their breed? What are they trained to do? Why do you need a service dog? Even though that's not legal to ask, a lot of people ask why you need a service dog. Psychiatric service dog handlers go through a lot specifically because you can't see their disability. And so people are always say like, you look totally fine. Why do you have a service dog? Like, you don't look like you have a disability, and people can be very rude. So if you have super high anxiety, just think about that. Think about the stuff that you're going to have to go through as a service dog handler. For me, the benefits of having my service dog outweigh the negatives of having a service dog. So when people come up and talk to me, I can usually handle it. I can usually answer their questions if it's a good day. If it's a bad day, I usually kind of just say like, I'd prefer not to talk or something like that. Something polite, but gets me out of the situation of talking to somebody if I'm having a really, really bad day. Another thing that you can look into is like cards that have like a picture of your service dog, and then it has all the information about your service dog, what they're trained to do. Wow, sorry, I'm having a really bad day today. But it says their name, their breed, what they're trained to do, how old they are, stuff like that. Just common questions that people ask. You can print that out on a business card. You can go online and find them. But you can print that out on a business card and then just hand that card to somebody that asks you and just say like, read this card. It'll give you all the information. But I have to go. So in that way, you're not being rude, but in a way you're still answering their questions, which is awesome. So that would be something that I would recommend service dog handlers with anxiety, or if you have anxiety or panic disorder and you feel like you need a service dog, that's something that I would consider. That's something that I would think about. I would think long and hard and look up, research service dogs and pros and cons about having a service dog. And then if you choose to have a service dog, maybe on your bad days, take cards with you so that you can just hand them out to people and just give them the information that way. Psychiatric service dogs are really, really hard because some people, they do need a service dog, and other people, like, they can live with their anxiety or depression or whatever. So I would just, honestly, I would just talk to your counselor or therapist or psychologist or whatever, whoever you go to. I would talk to them. Another thing that I wanted to go over in this video is how to ask, like if you're younger, obviously, and you still live at home, how to ask your parents about having a service animal. So my video on living with a service dog handler is on my YouTube channel, and I would go there and have your parents and you like sit down and watch it. That might open their eyes a little bit, and help them see that a service dog is not a pet. It is like a medical equipment that you can use to get your independence back and make your life a little easier. So that's what I would, that's where I would start. And then if you have any further questions, feel free to contact me or comment on my videos, and I will do an updated version. I'll probably do an updated version of this video anyway, with a little bit more information, because like you guys have probably seen, I really don't feel good in this video, so I'll probably do an updated version of this video when I feel good again. But this is all the material that I have for you guys today. I apologize, and I hope that Monday's video will be a lot better than today's video. So I hope this helps you a little bit, and I will see you guys in my next video.